Congratulations again. Okay, we are going to continue with the program. Team 3, are you ready to start?
Yes, I'm going to share my screen.
First of all, my partner Jenny had sent a link into the chat. If you need more information or if you are interested, you can open it at the end of the presentation, or if you have another screen, you can open it right now. Good morning, everyone. We are Team 3, and we are going to share our solutions to the challenge number 2. Our challenge is around the company Agacells, Asphalts, and Aggregates, which is a leader in the construction of roads and production of asphalt mixtures. Next. Moni, the sound, please.
I'm sorry, I'm going to share again.
Outside all the time, but my mom says because one, the trash here is everywhere, and two, the dust makes our air sick. My mom says that if the air is sick and we breathe it, with the time we will get sick too. But where does this problem begin? Well, at my mom's work, the asphalt plant. There, areas are exploded to get rocks necessary to make the streets. But those explosions generate also dust. Large amount of dust that with the help of the wind will arrive to my community in just a few hours. My mom says the plant is looking for solutions. They need to measure the impact they are generating and reduce it. There is where the program or legacy, the well-being of all, begins.
The current process of asphalt starts after the explosion because the stones are collected and crushed. Then stones pass to the dryer where a small amount of dust is separated. After that, we have to introduce the product to the boiler where 10% of liquid asphalt is added, and at the end of the asphalt mix must be transported at high temperatures. All this process increases the amount of air pollution in the area. Next.
The current situation is asphalt is a substance that is considered possibly carcinogenic to humans according to the International Agency of Cancer Research. Also, the National Institute of Ecology and Climate Change registered that 2,117 premature deaths are due to air pollution. Next. So, a poll made to workers of the Guanajuato plant shows that 53% of them have present eye irritation and 73% of them report having nose irritation and burning in the throat.
Goals. Well, our objective is to diminish the environmental impact of Agacel by means of the implementation of measurement and mitigation strategies, to improve the life quality of the nearby communities and consolidate the company as a socially responsible company. Next.
Proposals for measurement. To measure the environmental impact generated by the asphalt mix processes production, we will focus on the air. We propose to use drones to measure the air quality around the factory and nearby communities using special sensors to detect dust and polluting chemicals in the air. This option is more economical and feasible than other traditional methods, and some advantages are that the results are almost immediate, it's environmentally friendly, and it's easy to use.
About the proposals for mitigation, dust, temperature, and polymers. Next. To diminish the emission of particulate matter generated by Agacel, we propose implementation of a fog canyon, an equipment that with the use of compressed air and water sprays a mist in the exact moment that the dust formation starts. In this way, the tiny particles of water that are part of the mist collide with the rock particles from the dust, making them heavier, so they won't be able to suspend in the air. Next.
Other proposal is to improve energy management using residual heat from the asphalt plant boiler. This works at high temperature, so we will use a microplant linked to the boiler to take advantage of the heat generated by transforming it into electrical energy. Next.
Scientific articles have shown that some polymers are able to increase the average asphalt mixture. Our proposal involves implementing 3 different types of asphalt polymers: PET, plastic bags, and tire rubber. You can see the estimated quantity of each material in the right part of this slide, making this mixture less expensive, more resistant, and environmentally friendly. Next.
Proposals for the community. Since the community is one of the most affected by the problem, we want the people who belong to it to be the ones who are part of the change. And that is why the proposal is to take advantage of programs like Jóvenes Construyendo el Futuro, and in this way, include young people, especially women, in the research processes of the new technologies that we intend to implement, such as the ones we named before, and also do recycle workshops for the schools of the area. Next, please.
We also plan on making a positive impact on nearby communities by means of the new recycled asphalt mix explained before, and also by the application of the bacteria Sporicharcina pasteuri, which precipitates calcium carbonate, a natural cement. The project plan is to pave public roads from the municipalities surrounding the construction factory. We also plan on paving public parks and local schools in the same communities, hence benefiting a wider range of the population. The pavement of the roads will be carried out through public tendering, and the ones from the schools and parks will be achieved by strategic alliances with the schools and municipalities councils. The schools will recollect the PET plastic annually, as well to be directly involved in the process, using the plastic in a PET coin manner for these services. Next.
Final impacts and benefits. With this new process, we use around 90% less stones, which also reduce the implementation of explosives. With the boiler, we reduce the loss of energy by taking advantage of heat energy. We also decrease the amount of water by using a fog cannon, and there is a saving of 70% of liquid asphalt in this new mix. Next.
To conclude, the initial investment will be recovered with the sales of consultancies and the new asphalt mix, besides savings generated with the proposed actions and achievement of the objective, and finally, be social responsible company. And that is all. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, perfect, team 3. I think Jose Manuel from Agacel is here. Jose Manuel, can you start with the questions or comments, please?
Hi, how are you? Thank you so much for your time and your project. It was beautiful. I loved the imagery and how you used your displays. Thank you so much. I just like to know how you're going to use this plastic. How we're going to mix the plastic with the asphalt. What is your idea to form these new roads? I also really loved the idea of building these roads within the community to access parks and recreational areas. So I just want to know how you guys are implementing, or what the idea is with the plastic and the asphalt.
Moni, can you put the diapo number 23, please?
Okay.
Well, for the time, we didn't say this part. We reserve it to the questions because we want you to ask us this question. So we prepared one of one diapo. It's named "How Can We Make This New Mix?" It's 23.
Is it
More
or not?
more
Humidity.
more at the end.
At the end.
Yes.
More.
More. Next.
This is the last
Next.
one.
No, there is a 23.
There is.
Okay.
Well, this one. How can we make this new mix? Well, first, as you know, we have to use explosive to recollect the stones. The stones have to be around 150 Celsius degrees. After that, we plan to crush the polymers like rubbers, plastic bags, and PETs. The bags they have to be gutted, and the rubbers and PET are going to simulate the rest of the rocks. So they have to be compacted because these kind of polymers have in science material they have a property who says that with the right force implemented in them, they will be compacted all together. After that, for the spaces that has not stones or asphalt, we need dust. So we add it in this part. And after that, we will use just 3% of asphalt, because as I say, the polymers with the stones that are hot, they will get together and we will need less asphalt. And after that, we will have this kind of blocks, or we can introduce them also in some streets. But the case here is the normativity in Mexico. We have some troubles because you need a certain amount of asphalt in the roads. So as my partner says, where we wanted to implement them is in rural streets or rural like banquetas. I don't know how to say it. Banquetas, or parks or schools where this kind of normativity is not implemented. I answered your question. Did I answer?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you. This is really amazing, and I really appreciate your work. This is really revolutionary for our industry and for our country. And as well, I have another question. I really liked right at the end, you mentioned that you want to use young people and involve young people and especially women in the creation of this new mix. I just wanted to ask you what the age range would be and what these people, what their knowledge is. And if they don't have the knowledge, how would you implement the knowledge on these young people and women so they are so their work is adequate for the industry?
Okay, so the young people is from 18 years old to 27. And what was your other question? Sorry.
Don't worry. So if these young people from the age of 18 to 27, what are their studies, or are you thinking of engineers, or what kind of studies would they have? And if they don't have any studies per se, how would you what is the word? Techniques would you implement on these people so they know the process and how to do it in order for this to work?
Okay, so the people who apply to that program have already some studies, but if they don't, the company have to give them 1 year of capacitation, so they can learn the process, but it doesn't generate any additional cost. I mean, the company just have to let them use the laboratories and the implements, but all the other things are provided by the state of Mexico, so you don't have to do anything else. So just the capacitation of the people who don't have it, but normally they use, because this is a program for them to learn more about, I mean, to win experience, but no, it's not like learning, because they already know some things.
Perfect. I really like that you are involving young people and maybe people that are not experts in the area. But I want you to remember that most of the time we think it's not going to cost us anything, but our time is also appreciated. And when we take people from the company to make these workshops, we're taking a little time from their jobs and what they're doing, so we should take that in consideration. Yeah, but that's perfect. I really liked your idea. Your project is perfect, and I really thank you for your time and your energy into this project.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just have, sorry, my partner Dorit from the companies has some questions as well. She's going to do it in Spanish if that's no problem.
It's okay, José Manuel, go ahead.
Thank you. Dorit.
Yo les voy a platicar, bueno, les voy a hablar en español. Prácticamente todo el proyecto lo hicimos así. Muchas gracias por su apertura. Quiero aprovechar el momento pues para agradecerles todo este tiempo. Fue un aprendizaje de verdad mutuo. Muchas gracias por su asistencia a todas las sesiones. Gracias por estos proyectos, estas propuestas tan innovadoras que seguramente sí las llevaremos a cabo. Me gustó, me encantó muchísimo el programa de Jóvenes Construyendo. Yo creo que sí lo vamos a llevar a cabo para hacer todas estas investigaciones que nos hacen falta y que ustedes con esta propuesta nos hacen ver. La verdad es que el ahorro que nos mostraron sí es muy importante. Creo que estamos gastando muchísimo en luz y lo podemos ahorrar de manera favorable. Muchísimas gracias. La verdad es que yo nada más quería agradecerles todo ese tiempo, el proyecto, las propuestas y su tiempo, claramente. Y nada más pedirles si me pueden pasar esa presentación en español para yo poderla mostrar a los directivos, porque de verdad es de gran valor. Muchísimas gracias.
Gracias a ti, Ana, también por todo ese apoyo. Y de igual manera creamos un documento para dejárselos a ustedes y con el análisis también de las encuestas que realizamos, que fue poca población, pero igual es representativo para la planta y que pueden ser puntos que pueden tener en cuenta para mejorar. Entonces...
Sí, por supuesto.
Muchas gracias, Ana.
Gracias, Ana.
De hecho, eso es lo que estamos buscando, ¿no? Que ustedes como empresa, aun cuando el tiempo es corto y estas 4 semanas de muchas carreras, de mucho aprendizaje, las propuestas que están haciendo, que hacen las chicas, pues sean de utilidad para ustedes, ¿no? Y ojalá alguna, o si no es que todo lo que les están proponiendo, se lleve a cabo, y nos daría mucho gusto saber la retroalimentación de ustedes en el tiempo, efectivamente, si están llevando a cabo alguna de las acciones. Eso estaría perfecto. Muchísimas gracias por su tiempo, por todo lo que le dedicaron a las niñas. Y bueno, perdón por ir con el tiempo, me gustaría, Nicole, do you have any question?
No, I really enjoyed the presentation. I was just wondering if we could get access to the PowerPoints that were shared so that they can be reviewed again, because it moved quite quickly. And I was hoping to be able to look at it on my own time. So congratulations, girls. I liked the cartoon. I thought that was a great opening, but I would just like a little time to digest the PowerPoint a bit more slowly.
Okay, thank you, Nicole. Aaron, do you have any comment or question?
Yes, also say thank you to the girls and also to the company, because I can see that they were working together a lot, and that's something that I would like to say thank you. And I have one question only related with the idea. I can see that you are trying to use different materials in order to create a new kind of asphalt, something like that. And I would like to know if you have an idea of durability or the kind of characteristics that it product will have, and if it is possible to see at that point if the waste that we are going to generate in this new material is going to be equal or less dangerous than the actually wastes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry,
Thank-
the answer, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yes.
The question here was if in sometimes it would be like another problem with this plastic, or sorry, I didn't understand it really good.
About in two ways. The first one is about the durability of the new material. Do you have an idea about it, of about the characteristics?
Yeah,
what
about
characteristics
it.
are going to change?
About the characteristic, we found that this kind of polymers help the streets because the problem here is with a big car with tons of equipment, right? And if they pass like slowly, then the asphalt will get a hole. So with the polymers, that hole will appear like 4 or 5 years later. Because their compaction, I don't know how to say it, their compaction abilities are stronger than the ones that just rocks and dust has.
Okay.
That was the first question.
Yeah, and the second one was related with if at that point, is it possible to imagine what kind of waste are we going to generate? Are they equal or less dangerous than waste that we produce today?
Well, the option here is just to don't generate more waste, like stay with the politics of no bags or reduce PET and all these kind of things. But the problem here is like we actually have these kind of materials. So what can we do with them? So the proposal is not to generate more, but yes, to reduce it. In the diapo number 14, Moni, can you project it, please? Moni?
Yeah, I'm going to share.
Yeah.
This one, right?
Mm-hmm. We estimate for 1 kilometer of road, we will use all this amount of plastic. It was estimated by some information the asphalt plant gave us. They were like a lot, like 23 million of plastic bottles and all this kind of stuff. Because what we did was to know how many asphalt does the normal mix has, and then just have a percentage and divide it into the kilogram. The kilogram does this product has. So that's why our new mix has like a lot of tiny plastic residues. But we don't want to like implement it in all the roads and all the vies we can.
Okay.
The focus on this project is just to use this kind of products to take it out of the environment. Like they exist, but we want to give them a second life or a second chance. That was your question?
Yeah, thank you, Gracia.
Thank you.
Thank you, Team 3.
I have a question. I was wondering if we could play the cartoon again, not only for the judges, but for the other girls in the program, so they could like maybe understand better the situation of the enterprise. I don't know if that would be possible, since we had the sound problem earlier.
there was a link for it posted in the chat too. I was able to open it. There's Valerie posted, the second link she posted is a link to the cartoon.
Okay.
I have a quick question, and if you address this, I apologize because I missed it, but was there a plan for where and how you would collect the large volumes of plastic bottles and bags that you would need in order to supplement what is normally the asphalt itself? Was there some discussion around how you might, work with recycling plants or local, just wondering how you were thinking about collecting all of that material?
Yeah, the proposal is the pet coin part. I don't know if you heard that part at the end. It's one of our proposals to work with the community. We would do strategic alliances between the schools and municipalities councils, where we would implement this alpha mix. So the schools, the communities, the majors, they would all collect plastic and use it as a way to pay for the services. So they would collect the PET plastic and they would afterwards bring it to the enterprise so it can be used in the asphalt for their own communities.
It might be helpful to do some benchmarking of how much of these products actually get collected at the schools, because I think one challenge could be not having enough of the materials that you need. And if the schools currently have some recycling programs or other things, you might be able to do some basic kind of calculations to measure, how much are they collecting per week or month? Is it really as much? And I suspect certain areas more than others. There's been a real push in some communities not to use plastic bottles and bags anymore. And so there might be a reduction. So I think you just have to kind of consider that you'll have access to the materials you need to develop this new, I don't know, the new product, the new kind of, forgive me, I don't have the word, but whatever the material will be that is aggregated between this plastic and the asphalt, you just have to make sure that the access, because otherwise you could come to a kind of cost benefit analysis. And I say that because with some alternative fuels and cars for alternative fuels, part of the issue became accessing waste fuels and oils. And I know that some of that was benchmarked perhaps with restaurants that were getting rid of oil that they used for frying and that kind of thing, but the quantity needed was larger than what was really readily accessible. And so it became sort of a cost benefit analysis. So I was just curious as to how much, of this waste is actually produced and whether you'd be able to access it in the quantity that you actually need.
Yeah, we see this also as an educational opportunity for kids in the schools. And we also, talking about the measurement part of how many waste is in these municipalities, we also consider the possibility of recollecting plastic from more origins. It's just that the communities benefited would be the center of this PET coin proposal, since they would be the first ones and be benefited. But yeah, of course, we would have to do the measurements.
Okay, and I would like to give David the opportunity to say the last question, please.
Okay, thank you. At first, congratulations for the girls. It's a good solution. It's a complete solution that involves from monitoring to the control of the dust, and finally ending with the product, and involves young people. It's a complete solution, I think. And congratulations, because you understood very well the challenge and the problem, and then you identify many opportunities for support with the solution. So congratulations for that. My only question is, if you are going to implement the solution, this project, and how long do you need to implement it? How long to implement that? And this is it.
Jenny, do you want to answer this question?
Good morning. The initial installing I need for buy the equipment for the energy and the time for looking for the people, young and women, maybe 6 months. And finally, when the project is run, maybe 2, 3, or 4 years, you need to recover the investment initial complete. Maybe is your question about
Yeah. The implementation of all the project with all the stages. Okay, and that is okay, the answer. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you. Congratulations to all of you. And now we are going to, we are finishing this today's session, and we are going to need some time for the evaluators to fill out the rubric. I don't know, Valerie, do you want to say something else?
Yes, I want to thank you all. It's really impressive. I think from the first presentation that I saw with after the workshop with Raquel Godoy and what you deliver today, there's an improvement that it's real, no? It's something that is tangible. So I think that it was a way to measure progress and be very objective of what you started with and what you're delivering now. So I congratulate you all for all your work. You were really professional. You were really, I think we'll know that later, but I think you work well on teams, no? And it was a fruitful collaboration, and you managed to put it in words and in design and being all apart and no, through all this challenge. So I think it was fantastic. We'll see 2 of the other projects tomorrow. And well, we'll have time to discuss a little bit more on Friday. Thank you very much, Flora.
Gracias, muchas gracias a todas. Les doy igualmente, las felicito. Han hecho un excelente trabajo. Se nota el crecimiento, se nota la colaboración en equipo, el trabajo de las facilitadoras, la relación con los aliados de las empresas. Si bien a lo mejor les faltó un poquito más en cuanto, a lo mejor querían respuestas más rápidas o no sé, pero pues es parte de las problemáticas que nos encontramos en el día a día cuando estamos involucrados en proyectos, ¿no? Entonces, creo que supieron sortear muy bien estas problemáticas, se nota en su trabajo. Muchas felicidades nuevamente. Y bueno, pues ahora descansar, chicas. Mañana tendremos las 2 presentaciones que nos faltan. Y pues les pediría, estoy viendo aquí, David ya contestó la evaluación. De Agacel, no sé si tienen acceso, si pudieron entrar al link de evaluación. Y si por alguna razón alguien tiene problema para entrar, se los podemos compartir ya sea por correo electrónico o en el chat del grupo de aquí, de la sesión, para que por favor nos ayuden con sus comentarios en la evaluación. Pues muchas gracias.
Gracias. Thank you.
Gracias.
Bye. See you tomorrow.
Nos vemos mañana.
Gracias.